GMSA, it is 8:12. It is a critical part of overall health, but 1 in 3 U.S. adults don't regularly get the recommended amount of uninterrupted sleep each night. That is according to the National Institute of Health. Sarah Acosta explains it may have something to do with the way you sleep.
It's a basic human need, sleep. It restores the body, and not getting enough good quality sleep can actually make you sick.
We tend to develop chronic diseases.
Sleep neurologist Dr. Nancy Foldberry with Cleveland Clinic says your position in bed can affect whether you get a good night's sleep, especially if you have certain medical conditions.
Probably 30% of men, 10% of women in their middle-aged years have sleep apnea, and the prevalence of that increases as we get older.
Foldberry recommends sleep on your side. If you have obstructive sleep apnea or other chronic conditions like heart failure or arthritis, and if you have acid reflux, she says sleep on your left side. Not sleeping on your back can help airways clear.
I'm sure we can all resonate with the story of the loud snorer on their back and the bed partner does the elbow to get that person to roll over onto their side.
If you have chronic nasal congestion or have a deviated septum, Foldberry says side sleep is also recommended. If one side of your nose is more stuffy than the other, she says to sleep on the side that allows the blocked nostril to be upright. Sleeping with your head slightly elevated can also help.
I've got many patients who sleep much better on their right side than their left side, and it's not clear why, but you're aiming to sleep in the position that is going to make you feel the most refreshed.
Sarah Acosta, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, so side sleep is not recommended if you have shoulder pain, but is advised for other chronic pain like the neck or knees. And sleeping with a pillow between your knees can help by allowing the body to stay symmetrical. Okay, the Children's Heart Foundation is hosting 33 walks across the country to support families affected by congenital heart defect and fund research. Let's take a live look right now. The San Antonio Walk presented by University Health is kicking off right now at Morgan's Wonderland Sports Complex. Congenital heart defects are the most common and deadliest birth defects in the U.S., affecting nearly 40,000 babies each year. That is one every 15 minutes. Funds from these walks help drive the importance of research and save lives. Again, this activity right now has started with the walk starting at 9:30 at Morgan's Wonderland Sports Complex. We hope you will make it out there and, of course, share pictures of that walk with you later on the newscast.
Yeah, looking forward to that. So we got some really good rain yesterday, and I wanted to start the forecast by just showing people exactly where the rain fell. And you can see that in our drought monitor here. Anywhere that's in the red color is extreme or exceptional drought. I've went ahead and outlined that here. So as we compare this to the rainfall yesterday, you can see that we ended up having about 2 to 3 inches of rain in the area that is experiencing the most exceptional drought. So that is some good news there in San Antonio. And if you'll excuse me for a second, I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm getting over a little bit of an illness here. I don't think anybody wants to hear me coughing, so just one second. All right. Thank you to the folks in the back who turned off the mic there. So again, we saw some good rain in an area that really needed the rainfall. Looking at KSAT 12-hour forecast, though, today's going to be a warm and dry day for us. We're mostly sunny. Around noon, it'll be 77. In the afternoon, 84 for the high temperature. So it's going to be a warm one here in San Antonio. We'll be even closer to 90 degrees, closer to the border. 87 in Eagle Pass, 88 in Del Rio, 93 in Laredo, 83 in Kerrville, and 84 in New Braunfels. Now, hot in San Antonio, or warm in San Antonio rather, but cool across the Pacific Northwest. Look at those highs today in the 40s in the Pacific Northwest for the highs. That's the source of our cold air that's going to be on the way. We're going to see a real cold front in San Antonio this week. Take a look at the futurecast here as we head to Tuesday. We're still going to be warm tomorrow and Tuesday, but with that front moving through on Tuesday afternoon, in the evening hours Tuesday into Wednesday, that's when temperatures are going to plummet and we're going to see very windy conditions. We're talking gusts up to about 35 to 40 miles per hour. This front, you're going to feel it. And here's a look at the temperatures. I mean, impressive. So tomorrow will be near 90. Tuesday will still be warm before that front moves through. Then once that front moves through, you're actually going to want the jacket on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning. Temperatures are even going to fall into the 40s for the first time this season. And we'll be looking at highs only in the 70s. So a gorgeous second half of the week. And we'll actually be able to enjoy this weather because we got some good rain yesterday. So no rain with this upcoming front. So at least we can enjoy the nice dry weather in the middle of the week. And as for Halloween itself, we'll reach a high of the 70s, and then in the late afternoon and early evening hours, temperatures are going to be falling into the 60s. So it's going to be very nice with low humidity and quickly cooling temperatures. The kids will not be sweating in the Halloween costumes this year. Again, sunset close to about 6:50. So a gorgeous forecast for us. I do think that tomorrow morning, as you're starting your work week, there might be a little bit of morning fog. But other than that, again, warm today, warm tomorrow. Warm on Tuesday. That front moves through Tuesday afternoon and temperatures fall. We'll be waking up to mornings in the 40s, afternoons in the 70s. And shout out to Patty there for getting me my drink of water there during the break. Yeah, Patty was hearing me all yesterday, getting over my sickness that I had. So just a reminder, it's respiratory illness season. So
yes.
Everybody take care of yourselves
out there. Yeah. So by mid this week, the kids will be bringing out the pants. I know the kids have been wearing shorts for the school year, even though it's fall.
And they'll actually want jackets for the bus stops because the temperatures in the 40s, that's cold.
All right. Thanks so much, Sarah. Hey there. Good morning, Castroville. Your time right now is 8:19, 63 degrees out there. We'll be right back. Time right now, 8:22. If you're looking for something to do today, the Animal Care Services is hosting Dogtober at Pet Adoption Festival. The festival runs from noon to 5 p.m. with hundreds of dogs, cats, and puppies and kittens there waiting to be taken to their forever homes. Pets can be adopted for a special $25 adoption fee. Take a camera to enjoy the pumpkin patch, live music, and of course, much more. Can't get enough pet love? The San Antonio Humane Society has a special treat for you. Today, the Saucy and Sasha's Spooktacular Adoption event waives all cat and kitten adoption fees. All adopted pets come spayed or neutered, vaccinated, microchipped, and ready for their new home. The shelter is open daily from 12:30 to 7 p.m. Hey there, good morning, Helotes. Your time right now is 8:23, 63 degrees out there. As more families struggle with rising costs, Seguin teams up to provide meal kits to those in need. Stay with us to see how the community is helping. HEB is stepping up with a $6 million to fight hunger in Texas. Stay with us to learn how this donation will help families and seniors in need. Hey there, good morning. Happy Sunday. It is October 26th. It is 8:30 this morning. We're going to get you ready for your Sunday and, of course, for the rest of the week, which is going to look really nice by midweek.
Yeah, especially if you're a fan of fall temperatures, and even you might need to bust out the jacket at some point. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, a real deal cool front. All right, but let's get you through your day. Today is going to be warm and sunny. We are going to be looking at temperatures rising from the 60s where they're at right now to the 70s. So by noon, it'll be 77. In the afternoon, we'll be in the 80s, 84 for the high. So it is going to be a warm day, but warmer than average for San Antonio this time of year. But that's what October has been for us, warmer than average. As we look, though, at the clouds and radar, there's our next system. There's even some snow with this system. We're not going to have snow here in San Antonio, but you can see the snow across the northern Rockies. We're going to be bringing a noticeable cold front through Texas, one of the first more noticeable cool fronts of the season. Our highs here in San Antonio are going to fall from the 80s into the 70s. That's pretty mild. but the morning lows are going to fall from the 60s to the 40s. Again, that's why you'll want the jacket at some point in the morning this week. And then humidity is going to be swept away. We're going to become very dry later on. That front arrives on Tuesday. We'll talk about how cool we'll get coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Sarah. A murder suspect was caught in Kennedy during Operation Lone Star on October 23rd. A Refugio County deputy was doing a traffic stop when his canine, Robbie, gave a positive alert on the vehicle. The passenger had an active warrant, a murder warrant from California, while the driver was unlawfully in the U.S. Both were arrested right there on the scene. And while the food bank braces for an increase in people needing help, the city of Seguin is doing what it can to help its residents out. Stephanie Serna tells us the city, Seguin ISD, and Niagara Cares teamed up to provide meal kits for families in need.
It's awesome to help the community. Like, a lot of people need it nowadays.
As the cost of everything is increasing, so is the need for help. Groceries cost more, gas costs more, the bills keep going up, and for some families in Seguin, it is getting harder to stretch things out.
Food scarcity is a real thing, and right now with prices increasing, there's sometimes some choices made about things. So this will help fill that gap.
According to Census Bureau data from 2023, nearly 18% of people living in Seguin are living below the poverty line. That means they are bringing in just under $31,000. So that's why the charitable arm of Niagara Bottling teamed up with local officials to help distribute family kits to 400 families.
Since we have 25 pounds of food, it's nutritional food, shelf stable for the families, and it gives them a week's supply of food for that.
And with 7 people moving to Seguin every single day, the need will continue to grow.
Exactly. So one of the things is we have all these homes in the pipeline for the next few years. We have all these businesses coming. We have affordable land. We have affordable housing. We have diversity in housing. But we're not perfect. We still have that underlying the issues that all communities have. But we're able to help better take care of those because of all that's coming in.
And the mayor says this is just one of the many distributions that are planned in Seguin to help the families there. She says Texas Lutheran University and Guadalupe Regional Hospital are also working with the city to provide similar distributions. And some good news. HEB is donating $5 million to food banks across Texas and another $1 million to Meals on Wheels programs. This comes as hunger rises during the federal shutdown, with over 22% of Texas children facing food insecurity. The $5 million will help food banks in the Feeding Texas network, while the $1 million supports Meals on Wheels, which provides over 100,000 meals daily to homebound seniors. About 13.6% of Texas seniors are at risk of hunger, making this a crucial lifeline.
Post office boxes, or P.O. boxes, are available for rent at the post office. To find out how to get one, you can visit your local post office and someone at the retail counter can walk you through the steps, or you can go online at USPS.com. Keep in mind there are different sizes of P.O. boxes, extra small to extra large, and they even have a parcel locker for big packages. And many post offices allow 24-hour access, that's day or night. So what are some of the benefits of renting a P.O. box? For Benjamin Fairbank, is being able to skip the process of an address change.
Well, I knew I was only going to be living in San Antonio for a fairly short time, and it seemed like a practical way to get my mail.
But as you can guess, mail security is the main benefit. Robert Wood says seeing a neighbor's mailbox targeted was enough for him.
I saw a neighbor have his mail taken out of his mailbox. Security is everything, you know. You have important mail coming into your mailbox. It's better for you to have it in the P.O. box than it is in your mailbox because it's just safer.
Stephanie Abrams says it's the same for business mailboxes.
We have customers sending us information. It's just not always, reliable that it'll actually stay in that box until we get it. So the P.O. box is great for that.
On the downside, it's an extra cost that can go up.
Regardless of the pros and cons, everyone we spoke with say they just want to make sure they're the ones opening mail addressed to them. Bashada Pope, KSAT 12 News.
Early voting underway right now. Here in Bexar County, there is a lot of focus on the funding propositions for the Frost Bank Center and the new downtown arena, but the entire state will be voting on amendments to the Texas Constitution. One of the most significant affects bail and the denial of it in certain cases. It's Proposition 3 on the ballot. If passed, judges would be required to deny bail for people accused of certain felonies like murder, aggravated assault, and indecency with a child. The state would have to show that bail would not be enough to make sure the accused isn't a flight risk or a danger to the public. Defendants would have the right to an attorney who represents them at bail hearing. Another issue the Texas legislature has been trying to address in the last couple of sessions is property tax relief. This past one is no exception, with a number of propositions to lower that what Texans pay. Proposition 13 would increase the residence homestead exemption from ad valorem taxation by $40,000. What that means is that up to $140,000 in value cannot be taxed to pay for public schools. Costco and Sam's Club shoppers, listen up. Over 2 million pounds of pork jerky are being recalled. The Agriculture Department says Golden Island fire-grilled pork jerky may contain metal pieces. The product was shipped to Costco and Sam's Club nationwide. People reported finding metal, but no injuries have been reported. The company urges customers to throw it out or return it for a refund. The Mega Millions jackpot continues to grow after no ticket matched all 6 numbers in Friday's drawing. The jackpot has now surged to $714 million, making it the 9th largest amount in the game's history. The next drawing is Tuesday. If someone happens to win, it would be the 2nd largest Mega Million jackpot ever won in the month of October. The lottery says more than 482,000 tickets did win some kind of prize, just not the big one. More schools reporting using artificial intelligence in the classroom. However, mental health professionals are warning parents and teachers about AI's potential dangers. Japhanie Gray looks at how AI is impacting teens' relationships and how parents can talk to kids about using that technology safely.
More schools are using AI tools to enhance learning in the classroom.
Use of AI in schools is at record levels.
Elizabeth Laird works at the Center for Democracy and Technology. They recently conducted a survey asking public school teachers, parents, and high schoolers about AI use. 85% of the teachers say that they've used AI in at least one way in the past school year. But here's where the survey turns alarming.
Only 11% of teachers say that their school has given them any type of guidance or training on how to respond if they suspect that a student's use of this technology they're potentially using it in ways that could be detrimental to their health and well-being.
Nearly half the students reported they or a friend of theirs used AI as a friend and to get mental health support. And 1 in 5 students say that they or someone they know has had a romantic relationship with AI.
The bad news is that the risks that we're talking about today, including students' potentially unhealthy relationship with this technology, are rarely covered.
The American Psychological Association says it's important to monitor children and teens' use of AI so we don't repeat the same harmful mistakes researchers say are made with social media. They recommend parents talk to their children about how they're using AI, make it clear AI is not a substitute for real relationships, not all information is accurate, and review privacy settings together. Japhanie Gray, KSAT 12 News.
And listen to this, several groups are calling on the Department of Education to adopt more guidelines in schools about AI use. The Department of Education has said in the past it's important for parents and teachers to guide students using AI safely. Texas Parks and Wildlife will hold a public meeting at Kerr Wildlife Management Area to discuss the July flood's impact on local fisheries. They'll share management plans for the Guadalupe River and community fishing lakes and seek input. Topics include fisheries, recovery, conservation practices, permit information for landowners, and controlling invasive species like the giant reed. This meeting aims to support fisheries and help the community recover. Looking ahead, San Antonio ISD is moving forward with their next phase of right-sizing efforts following the closure of more than a dozen campuses. Back in September, the district put out a call for businesses to answer its request for proposal. Tomorrow, the district will host one meeting at Brewer Academy, then one on Tuesday at Gonzales Elementary School. Lastly, one on Thursday at Pickett Academy. These all begin at 5 p.m. during the community meetings. People will have the chance to tour the facilities, hear the presentation from organizations being considered, and ask questions. Hey there, good morning, Hunt. Your time right now is 8:39, 63 degrees out there. The Muertos Fest crowds are honoring their loved ones this weekend. Stay with us for a look at this huge celebration at Hemisphere. Not feeling pumped for fall? Today is National Pumpkin Day. Stay tuned to learn how this fall favorite is more than just a jack-o'-lantern.
And I'm pumped for cooler temperatures. We're going to have chilly mornings this week. Not so today, though. Today is going to be warm. A look at how cold our mornings will be and a sneak peek to Halloween coming up.
Good morning. President Trump has arrived in Malaysia as part of a multi-day trip focused on trade, while back at home, a deal to end the government shutdown seems nowhere in sight. All of this, of course, with controversy swirling around the destruction of the White House East Wing. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent joins us to talk about all of this and President Trump's face-to-face meeting with China's President Xi Jinping later this week. I'll also speak with Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, who says the administration is waging an illegal war with drug cartels off the coast of Venezuela. Plus, Catherine Bigelow's new film, A House of Dynamite, is a dramatic reenactment of an all-too-real threat, the response to an incoming nuclear missile attack on the U.S. I sat down with the Academy Award-winning director and the former head of the Army's Missile Defense Command. It's a conversation you won't want to miss. All that and the Powerhouse Roundtable coming up on This Week.
All right, happening right here, the Muertos Fest crowd was unfazed, even with that added downtown road closure, the potential weather, and downtown construction. Visitors showed up honoring and showing their respect to their loved ones. The festival is taking place at Hemisphere. The celebration honors traditional art, music, and has more than 80 altars. Muertos Fest is one of the largest festivals in the nation, and it attracts people from all over the country.
It's just a day to honor the dead. And it makes me think of my grandma and my cousin. I think it's beautiful. Everybody that has placed their loved ones and just done these little shrines for them. It's beautiful, just so creative.
If you did not make it yesterday, it's okay. Muertos Fest will run through today from noon to 9 p.m. If you're not able to make it and you want to see it again from a different perspective, KSAT is airing a special rebroadcast of the event Wednesday, October 29th at 8 p.m. It's going to be filled with stories behind the altars, musical performances, and of course, processions. Listen to this, 40,000 babies are born with congenital heart defects each year. The Children's Heart Foundation is hosting 33 walks across the country to support families affected by congenital heart defects and fund research. There is one happening right now in San Antonio. Let's take a live look at the gathering out there right now. You can see already there is a big crowd that is making its way out there. Again, this is the San Antonio Walk presented by University Health. It's kicking off right now at Morgan's Wonderland Sports Complex. This is a 1-mile walk to support families and survivors. Children's Heart Foundation funds innovative treatments and surgical advances to help 1 in 110 babies born with congenital heart defects live longer, healthier lives. You can head out there right now to support them. You can also head to KSAT.com and search KSAT Community. Again, the activities have started already, and the walk will start at 9:30 at Morgan's Wonderland Sports Complex. Okay, in case you're not feeling pumped for Halloween yet, today is National Pumpkin Day. This humble squash is more than just a jack-o'-lantern. Pumpkins show up in everything from pies to coffee, and you can even snack on the seeds. Plus, it is packed with nutrients, and they're good for your pets too. Vets often recommend pumpkin puree for dogs and cats with digestive issues. So what do you think about this pump flavor everything?
I know that if I offered my cat pumpkin puree, she would say absolutely not.
I think you have to mix it with tuna or something.
Oh, okay, I guess. She would be like, no. Vegetable? No, thank you.
It's also good for human stomach too.
It is. I do love a good piece of pumpkin pie.
Yes.
My mom used to make pecan pumpkin pie, so it would be a pumpkin pie and then like pecan pralines on top.
Maybe she can share the recipe with us.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Or just make it for us.
Are you excited for Halloween? Kids excited for Halloween?
Yes, they're very excited.
They did
They've
a
already
trunk or treat
already this weekend. Lots of that, but they're excited to wear their costumes again on Friday. The parties that are going to be happening because it's a Friday, so everybody's out.
I know. It's true. It's going to be a big one this year. And the good news is the weather is going to be absolutely lovely for Halloween. But I do want to take a moment and just reflect on the fact that this fall has not been really cool for us. In fact, here's a look at the quote-unquote coolest we've been. The coolest high we've experienced, 78 degrees, and that was back on September 7th, and that was because of rain on that day, not even because we got a cool front. And then our coolest low has only been 61 degrees. That was yesterday morning because of the rain. So again, we have really had a fall fail so far. But things are going to change for us, and we are going to get a real deal cold front on Tuesday. So it's going to be warm today. It's going to be warm tomorrow. We're going to be near 90 degrees tomorrow. And on Tuesday, it'll still be warm too, because that front is going to arrive in the afternoon hours on Tuesday after we've already hit a high of 84. Then temperatures are really going to plummet. Take a look at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Our morning lows, you're going to want a jacket in the mornings on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in the 40s. The kids are going to want to have jackets at the bus stop. You won't need the jacket all day. We're still going to reach the 70s, but even that is the coolest high temperatures we've had so far this season. Coolest weather since May, coolest consistent weather since potentially April in San Antonio. So it is going to be a cool forecast for us in the middle of the week. And by trick-or-treat time, temperatures are going to fall from the 70s into the 60s. So it's going to be very nice Friday evening, low humidity, quickly cooling. Sunset happens around 6:50 on Halloween. But it is warm today and sunny today. Totally sunny as we look over the city of San Antonio. 63 right now in San Antonio and New Braunfels. There's a little bit of patchy fog in places that is starting to lift. Visibility down to 5 miles in New Braunfels, down to 0 miles in Kerrville, as temperatures are in the 50s up in the hill country. And you can see there's some patchy fog near Pleasanton, Gonzales, LaGrange, Austin, and we'll have more patchy fog tomorrow morning as well, even more dense. Other than that, though, it's mostly sunny, and we are quickly going to warm. By about the lunch hour, we'll be at 77 degrees for the high temperature. This afternoon, we're going to be at 84, so it is going to be a warm one for us today. 81 in Boerne, 83 in Bulverde, 84 in Utopia, 85 in Floresville, 86 in Uvalde. And I got to mention Hurricane Melissa. Okay, Hurricane Melissa has its sights set for Jamaica. It is a Category 4 hurricane, expected to become a Category 5 hurricane before making landfall in Jamaica sometime on Tuesday. But the biggest impacts to Jamaica are going to be the rain. They could see feet of rainfall leading to landslides. So Jamaica, unfortunately, going to get a direct hit from Hurricane Melissa, which will eventually head out close to Bermuda by the end of the week. As we take a look at our forecast, though, it is going to be a relatively rain-free forecast. We can actually enjoy this cooler weather because we got a good amount of rain yesterday. We don't really need to worry about whether or not that front brings rain because we got so much good rain yesterday. But that front will stay dry, and it'll allow for us to actually feel like fall. We were just talking about pumpkin. I bet there's going to be a lot of pumpkin spice stuff going on in the middle of the week.
I think it had its peak. It's kind of gone down hopefully now because everything was pumpkin spice.
I'm not a huge pumpkin spice
I like it in coffee every now and then, just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Hey there, good morning, Petite. Time right now, 8:51, 63 degrees out there. We'll be right back.